Okay guys, today we're going to go over what we're using for our exterior trim.
So our first product is our siding. It is Evening Blue by James Hardi, Hardi Plank. It is 8¼ inches for a 7-inch reveal. It is pre-finished. The finish does last a long time. It has a warranty. It has a finish warranty, but it will eventually need to be painted. So this is an example of a window frame. It is pre-built to the dimensions of the window. So we'll start at the top. We have a drip cap. So as the water sheets off the siding, it comes around and then it has this little groove right there, which allows the water to bead and drop instead of coming back and penetrating our joint. All of the trim is 5/4 by 4. 5/4 is a fancy way of saying 1-inch material. So this is 1 inch and this measures 3½ inches. The next part is the bottom, our sill. We used an AZEK historic sill. So that's all prefabricated. Again, it has a drip edge. Now these, we use pocket screws. So this joint is not only glued, it's got 2 screws that are pre-drilled and then it's pocketed together. So you have no exposed fasteners for each joint. The only thing we use up top is some stainless finish nails just to hold this on. It's also glued. But that frame will never let loose, will never move, won't separate. And because it's PVC, it's forever. It's a 1/2 by 6 bead board, also PVC. So each piece gets blind nailed back here on this flange, and then the nails get covered by the next piece. So that locks each piece in. And what you get is this nice beadboard finish. So you can either use it this way, or you can flip it, which some people like, and you get a V-groove finish. Same idea, same material, just a different look, simpler. We decided to go this way on this particular project because it's going to match our mahogany ceiling, and it gives a little detail, a little richer look. For our corner boards, we're using a 5/4 by 6 certainteed corner board. These are prefab, so you don't have as great a chance of failure down the road. Usually when you fabricate on site, this is the hardest joint to get straight when you're dealing with a 20-foot long corner. A house that might not be perfectly straight with plywood and nail pops and other things in the way. So this is a really good option. It's nice and straight, as you can see.
The most important part of your siding installation is the fastener you use. So here in my right hand, we have a 15 gauge finish nail. A lot of guys will use these. Most companies will come out, they'll throw up your siding, they'll shoot the trim on with these. Your siding will be moving, falling off the house. And sometimes if they don't use the correct finish, galvanized or stainless, it'll be rusty. It'll rust through and you'll have rust marks all over your white siding. So what we use are the Cortex screws. They come in different lengths now. This is a shorter version. So this, you can see, has a normal thread on the end, and then towards the head, it has a reverse thread. So as it drills in, it creates its own hole. It countersinks itself. So here you can see, I put one in this board. The head is flush. Now you take your Cortex plugs and it covers the hole. You just push it in. You tap it in with a hammer, whatever, to get it flush. And when you're done, you won't be able to see it. It's a really good fastening system. Each screw is going into the plywood, through the plywood hopefully, and into the studs behind it. It won't move. It's really important that you do this. And if you're having siding installed, you have to ask, are you nailing it or are you gonna screw it? Because if they're nailing it, it probably is a cheaper job. The guy that's gonna screw it is gonna charge you more because it's a better job, it's more time consuming, it's definitely more expensive because these screws and these plugs are not cheap. This is one of the collated strips I found laying around, has a few plugs left, you know. So you can see each plug, you would just take your hammer and tap that in and then move to the next one and the next one and the next one and so on. So it's very time consuming, and obviously drilling is faster than or slower than using a nail gun, which you can rapid fire. And that's all, guys. Thanks for checking in, and check out the rest of our YouTube videos.